We're sitting at the same time. So this is live, so I'm just waiting for everything to get going and loaded up, because it takes about 20 seconds for people to see this.
Right.
So what have you been doing this weekend? You could just say, I've been working.
Been working.
Go on, Mum, talk.
I've just been having a look at my diary, actually, to see what I'm doing in the morning. I don't start till 3 o'clock, thank goodness.
There you go. Right, we've got everything all set. I'm just going to move this one out of the way so it doesn't confuse me. And then bring this one back up. There we go. Yay! And then let's see if I can hear. There you go. Yes. Cool. Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. Do I just like things when things go right?
Yeah, for change. It stresses me out though. This. I'll look at the wrong thing. I'm not very technical thing with this.
I just said to Neil, and they're like, "Oh, I think my mum is trying to find her email off the Zoom account instead of trying to find it on the actual Gmail account where the invitation comes through."
Well, I was doing I was waiting for it and sitting there waiting for it. It's like, and I don't know what to do now. So
now I'm messaging you saying, Mum, are you okay? Can we hear you? Have you got the sound back?
Sound went, yes, I have to turn it off. I have to turn it off and redo it again. Oh, God.
So I've just been downstairs and on the deck, eh?
It's beautiful, isn't it, there? It's like a little haven of your own, isn't it?
Can we hear you? Just so I can see any comments that come rolling in. So there you go. These things are live, so I just have to get a few moments to set things up. So I've got I can see what's going on here, and I can see my comments here, and yes. Okay, so I've been sat on my deck because I wanted to do some little pictures for the deck. I did some pictures a couple of years ago now. It was you that actually said about doing the pictures. So I did there was a white square, and I had it was tulle, wasn't it, on the back, and then I put a piece of scrap fabric in the middle. And is that all I did? I think that's all I did.
Yeah, I think so.
So when I was repainting everything, what was I painting? What was I painting blue? What did I want the blue paint for? I can't remember, but whatever I used the blue paint, the shutters for my garden.
Oh, yeah.
So first, before I get started, I was thinking, I wonder if people get annoyed because this isn't a total sewing podcast thing. So just want everybody to understand the concept. Sometimes I don't know, everything is just totally random. I don't like to be structured and just turn around and say, right, we're just going to be doing this and this on the podcast. So basically, it's going to just be random speaking, because we're at the time of our lives right now where, all this quarantine stuff is going on and not many people have family and stuff. So we just thought it'd be a nice thing for me to do these kind of podcast style, sewing chit chat type videos, so people don't feel like they're on their own. Some people live on their own, and there's people in nursing homes and people in loads of different places where they might like to sew and they don't get to have a companionship with people. So I'm just hoping that me and my mum can do that for people and just feel while they're sewing along, they can just have a little bit of companionship. We can talk about sewing, we can talk about quilting, gardening, kitchen DIY, whatever. Yeah. And also, I have such a huge library of videos. So if you do want to come on and you want to watch something where I'm doing, a tutorial or something like that, there's a huge archive on my YouTube channel right now. And you can go through, and I've put everything into playlists so they're easy to find. You've got beginner playlists, you've got Big Block Soprano playlist, you've got serger playlist, you've got how to make cushions, pouches. Like, I've got so many tutorials. And the reason why I wanted to do the podcast as well is because I don't necessarily think that you get to see my personality in like the 10 minutes that I'm doing the tutorial. Because the one thing that I wanted to do with my tutorials was I wanted to just make sure that everything was right, straight down to the point. I come on, I show you how to make this, whatever it is that I'm showing you, and I go. Like, most of my like tutorials are either like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes long, and I don't want to be having this kind of like this type of chit chat before I do like my tutorials. So this is kind of like the chit chat that I don't do on my tutorials, but the podcast is the place where I wanted to do that, where you get to know my personality a bit better, because I'm very like, I get loads of people watching my videos, but they don't necessarily subscribe. And you know, I think you just need to see a bit of me and see how fun I am and a bit of laughter.
Yeah. So is anybody else on? Is anybody else on here? What's everybody else been doing this week? Has it been doing anything?
Well, there's a few people that are on right now. There's three people watching right now. If you want to say hi, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're actually making. I normally do a question. I've started doing these things, these questions of the day, on all of my tutorials now. So like somebody like knows what to type down there. I'll have to think of a question of the day. I can't think of one right now. Oh, there you go. Roberta's here. Hi, Roberta.
Hello.
I feel like she's family.
Yeah.
See what I mean? I get to see my subscribers a bit more as well, and you know, have a bit of a chit chat with my subscribers, which you don't necessarily, you know, people leave comments on and say, oh, you know, it's been very helpful, and I love them comments. I'm very appreciative for every single comment. I thought I was going to cry then. Thank you so much. It's just lovely just to have this kind of like banter with people actually live as well. So if you get the opportunity to go live with me, if I'm not having technical issues, it's generally the same time every week. Oh, and another thing that I did was I got better internet connection. Can you tell or not?
Yes.
It looks better?
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, I phoned my internet provider up, and this is something for everybody to bear in mind, because I am one of them people that will just keep pay my bill, and I never phone them. And then I phoned my internet provider, and we've probably been on the same contract for about a year or something like that. And I was getting really annoyed with these Zoom things and like not having the best internet connection. So I phoned my internet provider up, and I'm there like, look, I was doing a lot of research onto what I actually need for like Zoom. So you have like, with your internet connection, you have a download speed and an upload speed. And it turns out that I needed a better upload speed than what I was actually getting. Like the upload speed is like what you're seeing, what you guys see. The download speed is what I see. So I saw things that were looking quite good. Like I didn't see the problems on like your guys' ends when you were watching like back the videos. So I'm like, I need an upload speed of blah, blah, blah. Can you tell me what internet I need in order to get that? And then like, I've ended up with an internet speed twice the speed of what I originally had. And plus I saved $10 a month. So
that's really good.
I know. And you like that because you like saving money, and it's dribbling off onto me.
Yeah.
So the lesson learned this week, and there's going to be a few lessons, but that lesson learned this week was to get in touch with people and find out if you can get some cheaper stuff. Like, and don't be scared, just go and find out, because they've always gone on about, oh, there's this introduction price for these new customers and this, that, and the other. It's like, well, what about your existing ones? Like, what's the deal with that?
No, exactly, because they've got you, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, I think that happens all over the world, that they just don't bother about you anymore. So that's what you need to do, really, isn't it? To like,
I was speaking to one of my friends about it, and she was there like, oh, I play them off all the time between each other. I'll be there like, well, so-and-so has offered me this. What are you going to do?
Yeah, beat me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, I need to get so much better at this.
Have you tried it with your car? Have you insured the car or anything?
Have I tried it in what? Sorry?
With the car insurance or something like that. You know, the car insurance.
I don't know. Like, everybody's car insurance is going up. Like, I know that for a fact in our particular province and stuff. So I know that is going to be a problem. And also, no, I did try it and it didn't work. And also, there was a really bad hailstone in Calgary like a couple of months ago. Like, this was like, do you remember the hailstorm that happened when you were over that time?
Yeah.
And like the hail was like, I'm not even joking you, the hail was like this size. I've never seen hail quite so big in my life. Like, I've lived in Canada for 11 years now. I can't, like, time flies.
I've never seen that before in my entire life. Never like that.
I mean, Neil found a great big chunk, remember?
Yeah, I know, they were huge. I couldn't believe it.
And it was a time when, because we always put the car in the garage, it's like the second biggest commodity that you're ever going to own. And I don't understand why people don't use the garages, but we couldn't put our car in the garage at that time because we were doing all them road works. And then everybody's car just got like dented with like the hailstones. It was crazy. So anyway, the purpose, see, this is me. So this is another thing about me. I'll start talking about one thing, then like remember something else, and go back to another thing. So the point of that is a couple of months ago, there was a really bad hailstorm in Calgary. Exactly the same, huge hailstones. And literally this one neighborhood got hit so bad, it looked like somebody had gone around with like literally like an assault gun. And like, there was just like, it was just everybody's, because you even have like, in this country, most people have like sidings, which you know what sidings are now, aren't you? Because you've visited Canada a few times. And they have like these plastic, it's like this plastic stuff that they put over the outside of the houses. It makes it look pretty, but they just got pounded, like just pounded. So like everybody's house insurances have probably gone up in that province, well, in Calgary, and that's the province that we live in is Alberta, because I'm in Edmonton, so it's probably going to go, the house insurance is probably going to go up in order to cover that. Plus there was all them fires, remember, in Fort Mac that time.
I know.
So that's probably why everyone's car insurance has gone up. I bet you any money that's got something to do with the Fort Mac fires. Do you know, because everybody had to claim on the house insurance and the car insurances, so everybody's going to have to pay somehow. So that's probably why everybody's car insurance has gone up.
Oh, right, yeah.
I just thought of that just now.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
There you go. Let's go back to the original story about the blue paint, because I forgot about that all of a sudden. So anyway, I was sat on my deck.
Right. Well, you've got something to talk about today.
Yes. So I was sat on my deck.
Lots.
Sat on my deck for the fifth time. So I got these squares and I painted them the dark blue because I got my husband to make me some gorgeous window shutters. And I might actually, what I might do is upload a picture of them, because I've not uploaded anything like that to YouTube, because it's a sewing channel. Keep it to sewing. Like, no, I like gardening too, guys. So anyway, Neil did me these like shutters and they look amazing. I love them. And I still had some blue paint like left over. And I made these, so this, I will show the back side. So I did them in blue and it's outdoor paint. So like, it's got ultraviolet protection on it or something like that. And then I was there like, well, I want to put something on them and I'm not quite sure what to do. So are you ready? I went all hot gun and gems.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, lovely.
But the thing was, is that I didn't want these to be like, you know, do like that, and I have done. But then I was like, okay, I'm going to try and separate them by putting some of these little mini gems on.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. That's nice. Well, I've got some earrings somewhat similar to that design.
Well, there's probably loads of people that have jewellery like that, let's be honest, because there's not really much you can do with that type of design.
Oh.
So I was sat on my deck this morning. I had the cats outside because my cats are indoor cats, and Neil, like, we're very handy in this house. We don't like paying for stuff. We do things ourselves. And he built a catio for the cats. There's a whole thing that goes into the basement for them. And then I like sitting out on the deck, and then the cats would cry in the catio because they wanted to come in the deck with me. So in the end, because I didn't want him to do it at first because I thought it would look silly and the neighbours might think I've just like lost my mind. But at the end of the day, whatever.
Lost your mind anyway.
So we built we put chicken wire all the way around the deck, and it looks very pretty. It doesn't look like it's it doesn't look like ghetto-ish kind of thing. What?
I knew you was going to say that.
But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't look like awful. Like, I've made it look pretty.
No, it's pretty. It's lovely.
Because we put some like blinds, like privacy blinds in there, so you can like pull them down and like pull them up. And then I got some like cute like fake plants, hanging baskets I hang up there, and
they look good.
It does. See, I might just shout it to my Facebook group. I've noticed some people coming onto my Facebook group just recently, so I'm not sure if that's from here. It might be. Join my Facebook group. I don't really put anything on it right now. I really need to think about Facebook, and like when you like guys, so when you join your Facebook groups, your sewing groups, your quilting groups on Facebook, what is it you actually want? What is it that you're looking for? Like, let me know down below. Like, is it a community aspect that you're looking for? Is it like I'm going to do tutor. What I found what I'm doing with my Facebook is it's just regurgitation. I just find myself just like, oh, look, here's my new video for my YouTube channel. Like, so I don't want it to necessarily, if I'm going to do my Facebook group, I'm going to do it like better than that. So I need to think of like what to do over there. Because you were saying, Mum, about people not being able to share the pictures. So like when like Roberta says she's working on something, or any of my other viewers are working on something that you would love to see like what they're working on. And that's the space that we can actually do it. Like over on that Facebook group is a place where, people can share them things, so you will be able to look at them. But like I said, I need to make it like, it's not really right now. I don't really put that much on it, so I'm not quite sure what to do. Maybe I should just have a look at other people's Facebook groups and see what they do. So another lesson learnt this week.
Oh. Oh, God.
I burnt myself with the iron. And I'll tell you why. I've been doing so these last... Have I done 2 tutorials now? Yeah, I did 2 tutorials on making that king-size quilt from bedding sheets. I had to think then. And I had, like, it was just a mess everywhere. Like, I had, like, a mess over, like, on this table, a mess over there. I got one pair of scissors out, lost them. I got another pair of scissors out, lost them. Got another pair of scissors out, lost them. It was just all over the place. And then...
have something around your neck so you can get onto your neck.
Well, the thing with that is, I don't know if anybody else notices, but when I put a pair of scissors around my neck and then, like, I sit down and they hang low, I find that they end up stabbing me somewhere in my body. And you know what I'm like? I'm like very accident prone. And I don't like blood. I do not do very well with blood.
No, you don't, no.
That is a whole different subject. Like, if I see blood, I will literally go like white as a ghost. And like, just, yeah. I'm just, it's not too bad if I see like a little bit of blood. Like a little bit. But if I see like, if I cut myself with like a knife or something like that, I'm done. I'm like, one time Neil banged his head and he had blood coming from his head, and I'm there like, I can't look. I just can't look. Maybe that's the real reason why I didn't have a child. I can't look.
You'll have to bleed to death.
So anyway, going back to that quilt. Well, I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm doing tutorials on it, and I obviously don't want to reveal too much. So that was it. How did I get the burn? Cassie. I was sewing away, and like when I was flipping my foundation paper piecing over, and I grabbed my iron, but my iron was like, oh, did I move it? Because I actually tidied this room up, because after a while I was just getting done with the mess. So my iron was facing like away from me, and for some weird reason I went to grab the iron, and did I go like this or something? And I just burnt myself on the side of my arm. I have no idea what I was doing.
Oh, that's
I wasn't
weird.
paying attention. I told you yesterday because like my mum phones me while I was like working on them, and I've got like I finished about 18 blocks when you had called, and I'm there like, but I just want to get these like all these blocks done, because it's like. Because that's another story. Anyway, so and then it was like so hot. It's really hot here right now. I'm like, but I just want to get it done, but now I'm not. I'm making mistakes and I'm burning myself and blah blah blah. And you're there like, I'll just take a break to stop it. Because I don't know about you, I like every time like you get like tired, you just start making stupid mistakes and you're sewing. So it's like you're better off just like quitting. And some of them fabrics were not cheap, so.
No. So has Roberta been doing anything this week? What's she been working on? She been doing anything? What's she been doing?
Now, is it Roberta that picks up a project every single week? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
We ask her what she's doing, and then she's working on something new, and we're there, what about the silk quilt? Oh, yeah.
I know, yeah. I want to know how she's getting on with the silk quilt.
See, that's the problem with me. Like, I can't pick up another project until I finish the one that I'm working on, and I don't understand why.
I'm like that, though. I'll have to finish something off before I start another one.
Okay. That was it. So I wrote some stuff down in my journal.
Oh.
What do I talk about today? So on one of my YouTube videos, I actually said, like, on this particular like quilt that I'm doing, I'll show a block so you can see what it looks like. Because I think, did I show a block at the end of my last tutorial of what it looked like?
I don't think so.
Okay, let me just show one block. This is what one block looks like. You won't even get what it's even going to look like just looking at this anyway. So.
No, you won't.
But it looks amazing.
It does.
Roberta says she's doing some hand piecing today, because I think she said she was doing some English paper piecing, didn't she? That's another thing that I want to get done. Because I just find whenever I've tried to do English paper piecing, it just doesn't seem to go right for me for some weird reason. Sure, I don't know if it's because when I join the two hexagons together, whether I'm doing because you join them together, right? And then you've got to like sew them up. And I don't know if I'm just sewing them too tight. Maybe you're supposed to just sew them loosely, and then when you open them up, it doesn't look, because I don't know, it just doesn't look right whenever I've done it.
What is that by hand?
Yeah, English paper pieces all by hand. There's people that actually do it on airplanes and stuff like that, because I think you can take sewing needles on. You can take sewing needles on, and you can also take a pair of scissors, as long as the scissors are like them, do you know, the old school kind of like curved children's scissors? Yeah. They're the ones you're allowed to take on. So let's talk about my huge faux pas. It was so funny. I think it's absolutely hilarious. So 10-inch blocks, right? So I'm doing a king size quilt, and on one of my videos I turned around and said, oh, I'm doing a king size quilt and all I have to do is 43 of these, right? And I'm there like, okay then. So I'm like, I'm going along, and like sewing these blocks and that. And I'm thinking, oh, I just need to just double check. I just want to double check again whether that's the amount of blocks that I actually need for a king size quilt, 43 10-inch squares. So I goes into I've got like this little handy dandy like reference book on like quilting. It's actually kind of really good. Maybe I should show that. 1 second. See if I can find it real quick. There it is. I won't show the inside of it, but it's a really good companion guide for anybody who is doing quilting. Like, gives you loads of different measurements and stuff like that. So it's an all-in-one quilting reference tool. So it gives you like loads of different references for all sorts of things. I'm sure most courses probably have this. And it's got some really cool like questions and answers and everything at the beginning, the most common questions and answers. So anyway, I looked in this book to see how many 10 inches blocks that I would need for a king size quilt. I feel like, what's it going on about 100 10 by 10? And I couldn't get my head around it. And then I was like, no, I'm going to go on the internet. Like, this makes no sense. So I went on the internet and I couldn't really find a definite, you need blah, blah, blah for blah, blah, blah. It was, again, that kind of like 10 by 10, 100. Like, the lying to me. I honestly am there, like, the lying. I'd gone into a point of denial over how many blocks I'd have to do. Because if you remember, going into my head, 43, because I thought, oh, it's going to be super duper quick. So I'm doing them like big. I'm doing them big size now. I'm doing it a big size. I'm not just doing 2.5 inches. What do you mean?
It can't be right.
Do you know what I had to do? Do you know what I had to do to convince myself that I did actually have to do 10 by 10? I had to lay them all out on my bed. I physically took every single block, because I'd done like, this point I think I'd done 13 already. So I thought, okay, I've got enough for 10. Started laying them all the way down the bed. And I'm now like, oh, I do have to do 10 down, 10 across, 10 by 10.
I'm like that though. It's been visual, isn't it?
I am a hugely visual person.
Yeah,
If
I am as well.
Somebody gives me a set of like instructions and say, here you go off and like do that. I can't do it. I mean, I'm good at writing them because I know how much I struggle when it comes to written instructions. So when it comes to a written set of instructions, I am very vigilant and I'm very kind of thorough on how I'm going to do my written instructions, because I know how much I struggle and I know how much other people like may struggle, because not everybody learns the same way. So, and that's one of the reasons why I did the YouTube channel as well, because I'm a visual learner. And there's other people out there that are visual learners too. So I wanted to help other people like myself, like learn things, because that's how I learn. Somebody's got to literally sit down with me and go, this, and this. And like, I always learn off YouTube as well. It's my space. And that's why I decided not to do a blog, because I wanted, obviously, with my business, because I do have a business, and it was either I create a blog or I go on and do a YouTube channel. Now, it had to be the YouTube channel for me because, one, I don't like writing stuff. I'm going to be honest. I don't like sitting there and writing it. I'd rather sit there and, like, just explain it and, like, film the video.
Yeah.
Anyway, I need to take a drink. I'm coughing again. Oh, bloody hell, woman, will you shut up? Take a breath from time to time.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Roberta has some suggestion on, so she said, just do a whip stitch. Learn this week to use invisible thread. I have a problem with the thread showing. See, me too. I have a problem with the thread showing as well. I wonder if it's like that invisible stitch that you do. Joe, when it's like, Joe, when you do that stitch and sew it, and then you when you pull it, it all, and it hides kind of thing.
Yeah,
But you need to do it just a little bit further back from the front kind of thing. So you're only just biting it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I have invisible thread. I have it right here, and I don't really use it that often. And I
don't like it. I've got some. I don't
you
like
not like it.
No.
But the thing is if you've got, don't cheap out on this stuff. You need to get good quality stuff. I have the cheap version as well.
No, so, I don't think it was a cheap thing. I've had it for years. I bought it like years ago, and it's like I don't know. Is that what Roberta uses? Does she use that?
She says, yeah, use invisible thread. And another thing is,
the thing is, you can't. I don't know. I found you had to do a little at a time because it's like it all knots up. Does Roberta find that if you use too much of it, you only have to use a bit at a time?
Right, one thing I want to say to you, Mum, is that we're both like, I'm a host and you're like a co-host. You don't have to go through me to go through Roberta. I say, Roberta, do you?
It's probably because I can't see you.
I can't see anyone.
Oh, can you not?
Well, I can see the comments. I can't physically see people.
Roberta, do you find that when you're using that invisible cotton that you only have to use a certain amount? Because if you use it too, the length of it, if you use it too long, it all starts knotting up.
Do you not find that with any thread, though?
No.
Use it too long?
No, I found with that, because of the way it is, what it's made out of.
Well, it's like a glossy stuff, isn't it, as well? And they always say, if you're going to use invisible thread, they always tell you to use smoky and not white. Because I think it's supposed to blend better with your work.
Like a caramelly colour.
Yeah, this is like a dark kind of.
Yeah, it's dark, isn't it? Yeah, mine's like a caramel colour, like a coffee colour.
She says that she hasn't tried it yet, but she'll use a smaller length. So you've probably given her a tip there. Already.
Right. Oh, that's good. I suppose doing something like that anyway, if you're doing that, is English paper piecing, you only would need a certain amount at a time anyway, wouldn't you, to sew?
I guess, but the problem with me is that, and I've noticed I've been saying this a lot on my tutorials, I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. And for me, it'd be there like, well, I can't be bothered to get even more you know what I mean? I just want to keep going and not keep rethreading the needle all the time. So to me, that just seems like a pain already, knowing that I'm going to have to thread the needle more or less every single time that I'm doing like a section.
That's what I mean, yeah. I tried it. I can't remember what I used it for. And I thought, well, I don't want to keep threading it all the time. I just wanted to go in one.
See?
What?
You don't want to keep threading it all the time.
No, that's what I mean. When I used that stuff, I thought I didn't want to use it. I wanted to have it on the go all the time, so I didn't have to stop and then redo it. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember what I was making. God, it was years ago. And I had this longish length, and I just gave up on it in the end. I couldn't be doing it because it kept rattling up.
Did you get and go,
Oh God! It was a long, long time ago.
Oh, this coffee's good. Why is it when you finish one drink and you're like, I could just do with another one?
I know, and if you make another one, it wouldn't taste the same.
I know, you said that to me before.
I know, it is. It's good, isn't it? But it's nice, isn't it, when you make something, you really enjoy it.
But I've just gone down the whole of I had one coffee today, then I made another one. I think I'm on my third coffee.
It's terrible, isn't it? I know. Bad.
So yeah, I was just basically in denial yesterday on how many quilt blocks I had to do. Because I'm there like, the purpose of doing it a 10-inch quilt block was the thing that I didn't want to have to keep sewing like forever and ever and ever. And now it's there like, okay. So then I was there like, oh, well, I might not do it 10 by 10. I'm just going to do it 9 by 9 and just do 81 blocks instead. Because 10 by 10 gives you a really decent overhang, and it also goes right up to like your pillows. That's 10 by 10. That's almost like the full size of your mattress, as well as like overhang on all sides of your bed. So that's I don't even need 10 by 10, if I'm honest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see how I go. And the cats love these. They keep sitting on them.
They do anyway with everything, don't they? Everything's mine.
So yeah, I've done like 18 of these quilt blocks, and then I was there like, okay, because I'm filming them for my YouTube channel. So I showed in this last tutorial that yesterday I filmed a tutorial on how to do foundation paper piecing. So that'll be coming out on Wednesday. And then I was wondering, well, what am I going to be doing next week? And then I'm there like, well, I'm pretty much going to be piecing them next week. So then they're like, okay, so I've got over my denial now of having to do like basically 100 blocks. So how am I going to get this king size done in a week?
Oh, you what?
How am I going to get this king size quilt, like all these, done in a week?
Good luck with that.
So I wrote down in my journal, right? I wrote, how to stay motivated to continue a king size quilt. Break it down. So I decided that, okay, because yesterday I was there like, I want to get as many of these blocks done in a day as possibly can get done. And then I couldn't remember how many I started on yesterday, because you were there, well, how many did you start on? I'm there like, I can't remember. And then I was like, oh, what? And I just got so hot and flustered because it was getting, because during, like in Alberta, the later the day goes, the hotter it gets. So it was getting, like, it was 3 o'clock, and then 4 o'clock it was getting hotter. 5 o'clock I was like, stop.
Have you done anything today?
So there was like fight. There was a fight in my head about, I need to get this done. And then there was this other fight there like, I'm too hot, just stop. No one needs to get it done. Stop, get it done, stop, get it done, stop. So then I was like, okay, like, let's think about this. So if I want to film my YouTube video like next Saturday, that's going to give me like 6 days or whatever to go through the week in order to get these blocks done for the next video, which is going to be like, probably like piecing them, I'm thinking. How I'm going to position them. Maybe, yeah, that's what I can do. I won't, and then, yeah, because in that last video I haven't revealed like what it all looks like. So in the one after that, I'll probably like, oh, here you go, here's all the blocks that I've done, and then reveal how I'm going to lay them all out in order to make the pattern. Yeah, that's okay. Right, I've got my content. Thank you guys for helping me out with my content. It's like I'm thinking as I'm doing this.
Yeah. Have you done anything today?
Not yet. See, that's the problem. If I don't do any today, then it's going to mean greater amounts to do over the next, like, 6 days or whatever. So, because what I thought is do as many as I can do today, and then just divide the amount of blocks that I need by the amount of days I have remaining. So I thought that's a great way of, like, telling people or how to give people motivation on how to finish like a king size quilt, because it's a monster. It's huge. And what were you saying to me yesterday? Cassie, why do you keep doing these huge quilts?
I know it's for you, it's for your benefit and things like that, isn't it, really? At the end of the day, you're going to get something nice out of it, aren't you?
But also doing it for the YouTube channel and everything.
Yeah. and you've made your own pattern.
Yes.
And
but
it was
also
cool.
What I was saying to you is that you don't have to make it, like, this is a 10-inch block. It doesn't have to be a king-size quilt. It could be like a twin. It could be like a queen.
A single.
Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily have to be...
Make it small. What about a cot size?
And then we were laughing and they're like, no, do you know, I'm just going to do placemats. No, mug rugs. So that's another thing. Does anybody use mug rugs? Does anybody use a quilted mug rug? Can you let me know? I was thinking, like, what's the most popular thing to make? Like a mug rug, a cushion? Like what do people do? Because, like, I got to the point at one point in my quilting life, like, I've like been doing it for like so long. Been doing it for like, what, 4 years? Do you know, I've not done so bad for 4 years.
You've done really, really well, I think. Very well.
I have, thank you. I have.
You've taught yourself. You've taught yourself. You've taught yourself, haven't you?
I am. I'm a very self-taught person, and do you know, I used to be so embarrassed about saying that at one point, and I don't know why, because I just feel as though, you know, you have to go to school to learn things, university or college or whatever. I couldn't necessarily be like good just because I've like taught myself, but just because, like, I've still put the hours in. Even if you're self-taught, you still put the hours in. And do you know what? And I think it requires a lot more dedication as well, Joe, when you're doing it on your own. It's like, shows like your motivation, your drive, and your ability to actually learn things. I think it's awesome when somebody takes it upon themselves to like learn something by themselves.
Yeah.
It's a skill.
It is.
Mm-hmm. I thought somebody was asking another question, but it was the previous one. So that was the one thing, one tip that I wanted to say to everybody was just to, when you're doing something so big, like just to break it down into bite-sized chunks, because do you know, when you work on something, just something like, just work on, do you know, just for half an hour every day or whatever, and you've worked on it, you've done something rather than not doing anything at all.
I know. I did something as well before.
What did you do?
I put just a bit more of my lining paper up.
Now it's turned into
a little bit.
Now we're decorating channel, see?
Yes.
We come from a family of like people that do everything for themselves, don't we? Really? Like, I mean, some of the things you do, you've contracted out, but only because they're like major things, like, you know, kitchens and stuff like that. But when it comes to like wallpaper and stuff like that, you would generally do everything yourself, like painting or whatever. Yeah. And I've got that from you. Like, my dad was like a painting decorator and a joiner, so I've come from a very like working class family where we basically do everything.
And a bit of joinery.
Yeah.
There's a bit of joinery in that.
Did you do your cupboards? Put your doors on and stuff like that?
No, because that came with the kitchen, didn't it? That.
No, that's not the living room.
I built a wardrobe. I built me wardrobes and drawers and chest of drawers and that on my own. It makes me laugh when I see some of these these DIY things, and you've got like 2 people, like, or 3 people, like, do this, can you do this, can you all that? I built a wardrobe all on my own. I just leant it against something and what have you, and screwed it down just quick.
Screwed it down quick.
Just had a quick, get me fingers quick. It was really simple, to take truth. Well, it was, as long as you got, you know, and you set everything. What I do, I just set everything out. I get all my screws and everything all set out, and the piece of paper, what have you, what do you call it? I forgot what you call them. And just get everything set out. But I need those screws for this, those screws for that, what have you. It's so easy. Once you've got and it's stable, then you can fit everything else in it.
I did all them IKEA cabinets by myself as well, which I was quite happy about.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not as big as a wardrobe, because, like, how did you get it up? Was it heavy? You had to lift it up.
Well, they were like in pieces, so you sort of like built it, so you had to have the two sides. Then you put the top on, but you had to put the back on as well. So I did everything sort of like loosely and fitted everything in, and then started screwing all the other bits into it. So I got like the skeleton part of it together. Then I had to fit the back in, and then I had to screw it all in together. And then I when it was all screwed in and I put it in position, I got put the doors on and everything afterwards.
See, Neil has all these power tools in the garage, and I look at them all the time, and I'm like super jealous of them because I just want to be able to use all them things and and build. I mean, I kind of think like when I go into the garage, and I want to, because I did a YouTube video, a tutorial on how to make a DIY footstool. Like when Neil was away that time, he was back in the UK visiting his family, and I went to IKEA, got some bits and bobs, and then I was looking at, he's got one of them, I don't even know what they're called, or did you call rotary saws or something like that, great big intimidating things, and they go, and you pull them down, and like they do scary stuff with wood.
It's like a rotary cutter, isn't it?
I know, that's what I said. That's what I said on the tutorial. It goes, all I need to think about this is an oversized rotary cutter, and then the wood is just my fabric. That's all we're doing. We're using bigger tools.
It's like a massive thing. It's going to go and completely cut your arms off or something, isn't it?
Well, you know what I'm like with blood, so if I chop my hand off, I'm done, yeah?
Oh my God.
I'd die of shock.
Yeah.
You're like, just be careful. Just you be careful with that. Yeah. I'm a grown woman and my mum's still saying, be careful.
That's what mums do though, isn't it?
Oh. So yeah, because at that point in time was what should I do as a YouTube tutorial? And I'm like, well, what else can you do with a quilt? Because like this is, you can do all these quilts, and then at some point you're gonna have to give them to charity or something, because there's only so many quilts that one person needs to own. So then I was like, okay, then I'll just make a footstool, and I'll do this footstool, and then I'll make a mini quilt. Because what I did was I did one video on how to do a really quick and easy quilt, and it's basically just like a block and a block and a block and a border around it. And then with that particular quilt, I then turned it into the footstool covering.
Yeah.
Do you remember the footstool? I don't have it right now here. It's in the basement. I also think I should be doing a tutorial on fur as well. And I don't know why I didn't do that, because I've got I love this footstool. I made this.
Oh, yeah.
So that was during the same time when I was making like that other footstool. And the legs are literally from IKEA. And like what's marvellous about IKEA is the fact that you have to buy everything individually. So when you're buying like a cabinet, you have to buy the legs separately, and you have to buy the glass separately, and so in the end, like it ends up making it like being a lot of money. So these legs are actually for like some sort of cabinet. So I just made my base big enough for the cabinet to be able to use these legs, and I feel like really cool.
Yeah, that was really good, isn't it?
And it's like, it's furry, like, so if you've watched my tutorial on the how to make a king-size bed, I made myself a furry pillow, and I love that thing. I need to make another furry pillow. It's just lovely to cuddle, not in this weather though. Oh, so hot. But it's just lovely on your back and that, and it's just so pretty. And I can't wait to get this new quilt done, because then all of my bedroom is going to look like coordinated and stuff. I'm like, let's get it done. Where are you sat at? Because it looked like you were sat at your sewing table.
Yeah, well, I'm sat at my table.
Is nothing going on? Nothing happening?
No. I'm need to get my head around some decorating and that.
So I was talking about thread before. Have I ever showed you this, Mum? I thought while we'll touch on threads, we might as well thread. TH, not FRED. This is like a fusible thread. Have you ever seen that?
What's that for?
Well, I was talking to one of my other friends about it, and she said that she uses it to hem things with. So, do you know if you're hemming like a skirt or something, you can like put this into your needle, and then what you do is like, so this thread is like, it's a glue, so it's fusible, and then when you stitch it in place, you can put your iron on top of it, and it fuses the thread.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. I've never even heard of it.
It's actually called Charlotte's Fusible Thread, Charlotte's Fusible Web, which I think is really cute. Do you know from the story?
Yeah.
There's one story I've never read. Is that weird? Everyone's apparently read that, and I've never read it.
I've never read it.
I've never read it, and I've never seen the cartoon. I don't know what happens. All I know is it's about a spider. And if it's going to make me cry, I don't want to know. I do a very good job of doing it on my own. Thank you very much. You're not being very talkative. I might have to sack you.
You not shut up.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what to talk about. I don't know. I've just got me wallpaper for me kitchen, and I got something in my dining room, and I do that. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Does anybody else wallpaper? Don't people wallpaper? Because I just like me wallpaper. I know you keep on. You're always wallpapering.
I know, I'm going to turn around and say that. No, we don't wallpaper. We paint walls because, you know, we just want to get stuff done and sew. I don't know, maybe it's an English thing. I don't really see that in North America. I don't see it in America. Well, I don't see it in Canada. And when I've watched any of the DIY programs, I don't think I've seen anybody wallpapering. Have you? Have you, like, when you watch the show, do you get any DIY programs over there? Or is it all American over in the UK?
I got rid of my TV, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, you did. We're not going to start talking about that.
Yeah.
I know you got the Property Brothers, though, didn't you?
Yeah, and they used to put paper on.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, but not like all over. Not all, you know, they used to just do like one wall.
Yeah, like an accent wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell a lie. They have it in my hairdressers as well, an accent wall, don't they? That one by the cashier desk. That's a wallpaper.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, they need to redecorate. That hasn't been decorated for like years.
They don't do that kind of thing, do they, in shops? Change stuff like that.
I'm surprised they haven't, because it changed owners and she hasn't done anything with it since they changed owners. So.
Oh, okay.
And they kind of, you know, dust builds up and stuff. Because it's one of them places where they've got like a branch hung from the top of the ceiling and stuff. So all that stuff's gathering dust. I don't know why they don't change it up. What's the question of the day? Can you think of a question for the day?
A question?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
How about a challenge of the day? I have to do this king-size quilt in a week. So who's with me about finishing off something like this next week? And then we'll meet back here on Sunday. And then you've got to say, like, this is an accountability here. We're all accountable for each other. I'm going to finish this king-size quilt by next Sunday. So what are you guys going to finish by Sunday? I want to know. Leave in the comments below. And I'm going to make you accountable for it.
Oh, right. God, I don't know what I'm going to be finishing because I can't finish anything.
You've got to do it in a week. What are you doing?
got a full-time job.
I don't care. You're always going on about giving people homework. I'm giving you homework. You've got something to do in a week. What are you doing?
I'll have to walk them out in the kitchen, I think. I need to undercoat the kitchen, actually. I need to do that. I really do.
Undercoat the kitchen?
And do the top coat of the kitchen. I need to do that.
There you
I
go.
really do, yeah. There's not a lot of it. Do you know what I mean? There's only like 2-3 doors. I can't really do a lot in there though, really. But that's what I really need to do. So that'll give me a kick up my bum to get that sorted out. I'm gonna have to do it. It's silly not doing it.
But you like doing it anyway. It's not something that you don't enjoy doing. You like doing it.
I know. It's just like sometimes you do something else, don't you? It's like I don't think I need to do anything in my garden actually this time round.
Do you know what that's called, Mum? It's called procrastination. When you think of all the other things that you need to do rather than there's something that you have to do.
Yeah, I know. No, but and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that.
You tell me off that all the time. Get what you need to do done, and then you can mess about and play in your garden.
Yes, yeah. I don't need to do anything in the garden. I think I've done the garden for a bit.
Well, I've put everything on so this is another thing that I do, like, this is just regards with, like, time management and all the things that we have to do within our house and everything, other than, like, sew, because we all want to sit down and sew every day or whatever, but sometimes we can't do that. But my recommendation, like, if you want to accept it, like, you know, do as you will, but I have, like, this, like, board in my kitchen. My mum's did it. Monday to Saturday, where I put all of my house chores on. So I have something like on the Monday, Tuesday, something for every day. And then I have like a monthly thing of when to like change the filter in my furnace and this, that, and the other. And I just find that, like I said about doing a little bit of quilting every single day, I find that when you do a little bit of house cleaning every day, that it's not this like monster thing that you have to do at the end of every week all the time in order to get your house back on track again. So, and my mum does this anyway. She's always having a go at me. But I find that, you know, if I do this, you know, clean the bin lid every week, or clean the cat litters out every week, or, you know, I'll do my bedding every Friday. I'll like vacuum the cat.
That makes it sound like you don't clean your cat litter out.
What was that?
That makes it sound like you don't clean your cat litter out.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I clean my cat litter out every day. I meant like I literally take all of the cat litter out of the tray and clean the bowls every week.
Don't say you only clean it out once a week.
I didn't mean that.
The spoiled cats, honestly, they're spoiled cats and they wouldn't go into the toilet unless it was clean.
No, they don't. And also, I give my cats new water like 3 times every day. I'm just weird like that. I'm like, I don't want to drink like cold water like throughout the day. So like they'll get water morning and then I pour it away, give them new stuff in the afternoon, pour it away and give them some new stuff in the evening.
Yeah, because I suppose it, you know, especially in this heat, it's like it'd go all like warmish, wouldn't it? It's not very nice, is it? Because I don't think I'd like to drink it. It's been there like all day.
God, I'm glad you called me out on that. I'd be like, what?
No.
Roberta says, by next Sunday, ? Nothing, ! That's not fair.
No.
Roberta,
Do you need
like, I know you have like 10 million things you could be like, put on your to-do by Sunday list.
I still want to do this. I want to see the silk quilt as well. So.
My mum says she wants to see the silk quilt. I don't know why I'm repeating it because she's heard you. Bullying people now.
I know.
You come on the channel to get bullies.
She needs to go on your Facebook page. And then she can show it, can't she? Take pictures of it or whatever.
How long have we been on for right now?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't even see.
I'm going to show you my wallpaper. I know you've seen it, but I thought.
Lift it up. Oh, there you go. You're going to move, yeah. See, look at that. That's really pretty. I like the iridescent on it.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think that could almost be a quilt pattern?
Well, yeah.
You could applicate that, couldn't you?
Yeah. And that's the one for me.
See, I like that. They're almost like, it looks very similar to what you have in your bedroom.
Yeah, it's not far off it.
Is that because you were going grey and yellow all the time? So I'm always saying to my mum, what colour should I do next? What colour should I do next? Something with yellow in it. Do something with yellow in it.
It's pretty. I like yellow. It's cheerful.
But you don't have much yellow in your house.
I do now. I will have. I will have.
I need to stop for a drink because I won't stop talking.
Because it does, I think it does, doesn't it? He has yellow in the bedroom.
Here we're going to go on my mum's house tour. That is a very similar wallpaper to what you've got in your bedroom.
It's similar, yeah, it's similar.
Without naming the place you bought it from, was it from the same place?
Laura Ashley.
I said without naming the place that you bought it.
Right.
I'm
gutted. I'm absolutely gutted.
And then you say the name.
I don't care. I don't care because they're closing down anyway.
Are they closing down all the stores, or are they online?
No, all the stores. I don't know if I don't know. They're I asked the shop, the shop assistants. I said, are you closing down completely? Or are you going to go online stuff? And he says, well, they're thinking about going online, but they're not quite sure because there's something to do with the people that do the, make the products for them as well. Something to do with that as well.
But I've noticed in Canada, some places have been selling a lot of Ashley stuff. I think maybe like, have I seen Laura Ashley in the Bay, I think. And I think I've also seen it in Winners, but Winners is like TK Maxx.
Right. I've never seen any here. Not in there.
Stores. Do you know, like in Debenhams? So in the UK, we have like, I don't know, I think even that's closing down now. But in Debenhams, there's a department store that's a bit like, I don't know, like Macy's in America, where they sell like all different brands. So like, maybe is it going to be like that where they'll sell their stuff in like a department store or not? See, the thing with business right now is that it's changing. I mean, you have to be online nowadays, and if you're not online, it's just you need to have a presence online. You can't just have a brick and mortar store. It happened to Blockbuster Video. there's a whole story about it. I think didn't Netflix or something like that approach Blockbuster about having a streaming business side of things, and they were going to partner up between, you remember Blockbuster Video where you used to hire your physical videos?
Oh, right.
Well, Netflix approached them, or one of them, like one of the streaming, like Redbox or something like that, said, oh, this is what we're thinking of doing. Do you want to come on board with us? And we'd like to do a partnership. And they went, no, nobody's interested in like streaming services and this, that, and the other. And basically within like a year or two, Blockbuster closed down. And now look at it, like, you know, we've got Netflix, we've got all these places. So yeah, that's just the thing with technology at times. Like, you've got to just look back as well. Like, remember cassettes used to be a thing, then it went to, was it like, it was like LPs at first, wasn't it? Then cassettes, then it went to to CDs, and now we just buy our music just online without actually having a physical copy of stuff.
Yeah.
Look at HMV, like it's gone.
I think we still got HMV here. Or I can't remember what it is that in the mall.
Are you sure? Because it's closed down here. It's not been here for the longest time.
I can't remember which one it is now in the mall. I'll have to take notice next time I go in.
Because now there's been this huge revival of like records for some weird reason.
Right. Oh.
Do people honestly like the sound of that? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like spinning round with the needle.
I don't know.
I wonder what it is about records that people like. See what I mean? We've gone completely off sewing now.
I know.
So that is my plans for this next week anyway. Get this whole king-size quilt finished. Help me.
On my day off as well, Wednesday, on my day off, I've got to go to a meeting for work. I hate that. Don't you hate it when you've got, I mean, you know, if you got to go and do work things on your day off? You get paid for it, but that's just besides the point.
You might want to watch it just in case your boss watches you on YouTube.
He knows how I feel. They know how you feel. So it doesn't matter.
It's too funny.
When he said it, was like, really?
Really?
But I know it's important. This is important. Because I don't go to every meeting.
Oh my God. I don't go to every meeting, especially when it's not on my day. Like, if it's on my day off now, no.
I don't go to every one of them, but he says, this is really important day. He says, all right, yeah, I know.
This is why you sew for a living. Sewing's fun.
I know. So I don't know. I don't know what to do because I don't have to go to work till 3 o'clock tomorrow, so I don't have to do some painting or just.
So you need to get that painting done.
I know, I do. I do.
Is there anything else that I can talk about? I'm just trying to think. All of my how many do I have left?
Is that the only one you've done? That picture, is that the only one you've done? That picture? That one?
That is the only one of what this one?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And I don't know how to hang it. I don't know how to get, put them eye things, like screw them in the top and then attach some string and hang it.
Yeah. Or ribbon, something like that. Got some ribbon, pretty ribbon.
Yes, I have loads of ribbon. This is a sewing room. What else can I talk about? I don't think there's anything else to talk about. I'm going to sign off because we can't just both stare at each other. That's really boring.
It is, yeah.
Okay, right. Let me pull up this YouTube stuff. And let's say goodbye, Mum.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you very much for coming. I'll see you next week. And don't forget to watch my next YouTube tutorial.
And don't forget to go on to Facebook and post your pictures and that.
There we go. We are going.